But I want to make this very clear. We would not have liked this guy one bit, and we would have done what was necessary to keep him out of office.
What do you mean by that?
New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani has gotten the worst people in the world super upset. In this case, it was former mobster turned social media personality Michael Franzese, who took to Twitter to share the message: the good old friendly mafia, the good old fashioned mob, not the new age woke stuff, would not have allowed somebody like Zohran Mamdani to become mayor of New York City or any city where they operated. Let's watch this clip and I'll give my thoughts on it afterwards.
Hey, my friends, last couple of days I've been inundated with messages from all of you, questions with the mob of my era, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Would we have been happy with this guy, the new mayor of New York, with his election? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We were not communists, we were not Marxists, we were not socialists, and this guy is all of the above. Don't let him kid you. You saw that in his acceptance speech. All that calm, nice guy during the campaign, out the window, he became who he really was. And watch what this guy's going to do.
Before we let this disgraced mobster parasite continue, I want you to pay attention to the fact that all these guys that go on TV, or in this case their Twitter account, to share why they don't like Mamdani, they focus on his speech. Not what he's actually saying, but the tone that he took during his victory speech. The victory that he had to fight against all of the Republicans, all of the Democrats, and multi-billionaires who dumped millions of dollars to try to take him down. The tone of a victory speech was too aggressive for the mobster. Murder, robbery, all that stuff, that's all action. But at least they did it with class, not an aggressive tone while saying he's gonna fight for the people. Now, if you wanna say Mamdani's gonna get in office and not fight for the people, all right, that's a plausible and logical, fair fear to have. You could say, I've heard politicians offer good things and then get into office and become corrupted, and that's why I don't like them. That's fair, but that's not the argument they're making. It's just, oh, he sounded mean and he might actually be fighting for the regular people. The same people who mobsters like this took advantage of. The mob made money by what? Threatening small businesses and forcing them to pay them protection money. People like this and the golden age of the mob needed people to be desperate and weak. People like this were a parasite to society and their own neighborhoods. But as we continue, he's gonna claim that, yeah, even though they were murderers and thieves, they were patriotic actually.
You know, guys, in my life, we may have been criminals. We didn't like the government all the time, the FBI, of course, but we were patriots. Many guys fought in the war. Good friend of mine, a soldier in that family, Joey Brancato, he lost his leg in the war and he was proud of it, you know, fighting for this country. Our grandparents, our parents came over here from Italy to find a better life, and they did. So we loved America.
This was the old days?
Yeah, now, well, the thing about the old days, they the old days.
You can't be so rah-rah pro-America when your business, quote unquote, 100% relies on targeting those little old ladies, everybody's grandpa who had a little shop on the corner that had to pay you a protection racket. You can't be pro-America when your entire existence is to be a parasite on the neighborhood. You can't be pro-America. And your parents and grandparents came here. Ask them what the Americans that were here called them, because Italians weren't white and considered quote unquote Americans until your parents and their parents had to suffer through the same racism that Mamdani and others still have to fight today. And joining the military, probably because you were drafted, and then getting your leg blown off doesn't make you more of a patriot. Doesn't mean you love America more than someone who's running for mayor or has become mayor, promising to make New York an affordable city. How isn't that also loving America? You can't say his policies are anti-American or because he doesn't love America. That would just be lying. But that would be way too much for the distinguished gentleman that is a former mobster.
Don't kid yourself. We would not have liked this guy, and the mob of my era, we would have kept him out of office. We would have done whatever we had to do. And let me tell you something, this guy did not win with a mandate. Look at the two stiffs that were running against him. Cuomo, with all his baggage, give me a break. Sliwa, come on. We couldn't do better than that. The city of New York couldn't find a better candidate to run up against this guy. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's gonna destroy the city. Trust me on that. And if this happens, if there's a wave across the country with all these socialists, Marxists out there putting guys like this in office, forget about it. But I want to make this very clear. We would not have liked this guy one bit, and we would have done what was necessary to keep him out of office. We would have worked hard against him. We would have campaigned in our own way to get this guy and make sure that he wasn't, in a position of power. He's a communist. He's a Marxist. Watch him over the next couple of years, and you'll see exactly what I'm telling you. But don't make any mistakes. The mob of my era, not happy with this guy one bit, and we would have not let him become mayor. You could take that to the bank.
The thing about the bank is, mobsters of his era would not have been robbing the bank because they were too busy robbing the little old ladies from the neighborhood. I don't know why we put so much emphasis and glory on these loser ass mobsters. They were bums. They were cornballs. And as you can see now, there's no money in it because now he had to go and do interviews about that one time. But who cares? Who cares? All he has now is to say we would have been against someone fighting for the people who live in a city. We know that. We expect that of you. And you can kick rocks with all the isms. You probably can't even explain what socialism is compared to communism. They're not the same thing. But you've been taught to use that as like a weaponized word. Oh my goodness, he's a socialist. So what? Why is that a bad thing? Don't just say it's a bad thing. Tell me why it's a bad thing. Can you explain why that's a bad thing? Or are you just repeating what you've heard? Because if he was all of the isms that you're so afraid of, but he promised to give y'all a cut of something or leave y'all alone or took y'all money to do what y'all ask, then he would be great. And y'all will all be communist, Cuba, whatever. Stop pretending like the thing that y'all don't like the most about him is the fact that he won't pick up mobsters' calls like you or any of the other rich people who try to bribe him. That's what they don't like. They don't like the fact that he's not accepting any bribes right now. Maybe in the future, who knows? I'm not in the business of defending politicians, but this is gross and it's just on its face nasty. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Peace.